welcome everybody to episode 12 of Community Chronicles, a DDPY community video interview series. My guest today needs no introduction whatsoever, and it's for that very reason that he's going to get the longest one yet. Now, if you don't know this dude's story, I don't know where you've been for the last 2 years. In that time, he's lost more mass than the polar ice caps. He's a finalist in the 2020 Positively Unstoppable Challenge, a member of the Unstoppable Four. He's a master welder. He is a fireworks salesman. He is the absolute bastion of all that is man. He is the DDPY Savage, Justin Dobbins. Welcome, Justin.
Hey guys, how's it going? I'm glad to be here.
Yeah, don't play it up or anything, man. But this this is our biggest get yet. Dobbins is big time. Yeah, show the belt.
So sit here like this. Is that
show
is
the
that
trophy? Yep, just get your shit in. But Justin agreed to sit down with me for this episode, and I'm kind of trying not to fanboy out here as someone who's been looking at all this stuff. This guy is a constant in the DDPY community. Not just displaying his own badassery, but offering his help to others as well. He's a very positive influence while at the same time managing to keep some humor in the community, and we all appreciate that. So, Justin, we're going to ask you to do what we ask everybody to do, even though we may know yours a little more than others. Give us a quick little synopsis of what brought you to this program, and what has it done for you since you started?
I had bought the program back when it was still on the original YRG DVDs after I'd seen Arthur and Jared Mellencamp's stories. They were bigger guys and they had some stuff. So I bought the DVDs, and of course I used them, put them up, didn't use them again. And then 2019, I decided at my heaviest, a little over 700, that I needed to do something different. So I cleaned up my eating after, some really dark places in 2018. I cleaned up my eating, lost some weight. And then that summer of 2019, I realized I needed to work out. And I looked at several different options and I went, you know what? I don't know that I want to work out in front of other people. And I remembered those DVDs. So I pulled them off, dusted them off because they'd been sitting in one spot for about 4 years, and pulled them out. And Energy 2.0 took me an hour. I had to keep pausing. I was hurting. And so for that first month, I made Energy 2.0 the original Energy, my focus. And that's all I did. And as they say, the rest is history. I moved on up to Diamond Cutter in a few months, and then got the app and realized there was a rebuild series, and I was like, well, that'd have been nice. And I just decided at that point, I'm going to do DDPY and keep eating, and I'm going to get this weight off. I set a goal of 400 pounds to lose because that would have got me below 300. I hit that goal in 695 days, if we're counting. And have kept it off since December of 2020. I've been in maintenance mode for the last few months, and for about the last year, I've been really focusing on my mental health more than physical. So that's the back of the book version.
All right. Well, like I said, we know that you were a finalist, a title holder for the 2020 Positively Unstoppable Challenge, and what's unique is that you're still involved with the 2021 Positively Unstoppable Challenge. You're still a constant in that community. And so what's your goal being a part of that particular group?
I just wanted to be the guy that showed that I wanted to be in there. I was invited. I wanted to be in there just to show you what hard work can do, because my documentation was garbage. They say that in a lot of the interviews, but my work showed through. I'm not a documentation guy. I'm not a video guy. I just don't. I work. I don't have time. So at the end of the day, it was off just what I'd done. And, when I started out in the challenge, I said, hey, look, I can win this thing if I wanted to, but mental health wise, it wasn't right for me. I'm too competitive and it wouldn't be good. So I just want to help encourage the folks that are in it, let them know, hey, look, just keep doing the work, keep doing the work, keep doing the work. I just want to hopefully to show them that just doing the work will get you where you need to be.
And that's why I wanted to bring that up, because at the time that this video debuts will be within a couple of weeks of the deadline for, submissions for this year. And I think maybe it's good to remind there's only going to be so many winners. You don't know how many they're going to pick from year to year.
Nope.
Could be 2, could be 4, right? But you have to think of what's next. You and I were chatting about this a little bit before. It's not over just because this challenge is over. Your transformation has to keep going. And I think that's what's been awesome about having you a part of the 2021 group. You may not be eligible to win again. Does it mean you're giving up? Because you got no skin in the game? Hell no.
Right.
This is a lifestyle change, and you've done a great job of driving that message home.
I'd said it in an earlier podcast, and I hate to bring it up, but I took the mentality so many years. You work so hard starting January, and then by September, October, you start to slack off and you use holidays as the deal. And so I was just remembering that as you brought that up. It's not 9 months worth of work to quit. Otherwise, why are you wasting your time the first 9?
Mm-hmm.
It's a constant work. I don't want to go back to where I was. So
now you've got me scared that I'm gonna put like 30 pounds on over Thanksgiving.
No, you're
and Christmas.
not. I think this new group has made the changes that they need to, just like all the others. I think it's a permanent change.
I agree. Not only is it kind of anybody's game at this point for this year, but I see a lot of people who have really dedicated to lifelong changes. I mean, it's easy to say because they're posting all their stuff every day right now. Who knows? A lot of them may fall off, but I'm really hopeful for some of the ones that have been involved this year and the ones that have come back from last year.
Absolutely.
I'm really happy. Like, one that pops into my mind is Tina Gaspard.
Yes.
She just keeps effing going. And that's inspiring is that she's doing this for the right reasons, and she continues to do it. And she's an extremely positive influence.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So really,
she's definitely one to watch this year.
Yeah. Every year that she chooses to do it, she's going to be one to watch, just because of the type of person that she is. So best of luck to Tina.
Yes, sir.
So beyond the challenge, what would you say is your favorite part of the DDPY community and getting to interact with people from all over the place on a regular basis? What's your favorite part of the community?
Getting to make friends and getting to spend time with like-minded people. That has been huge for me. Because a lot of folks in your area sometimes will, or not even just in your area, but, generally when you start out on a health journey, a lot of folks will jump in. Mm-hmm. And then, as you progress, some of them, they realize that what you're doing together doesn't work for them and they need to do something different, or, that's not quite the exercise routine for them, or whatever pops up. But what's been awesome about this community is, I can jump in a Zoom workout with the RTD hooligans on a Sunday night at 5 or 6 or whatever time they decide to work out, be working out with like-minded people who enjoy the workout, who have fun with it, or if you do need help, you can reach out and say, hey, look, I'm struggling, or you have like-minded people that you can reach out to. They're just a message away. So I guess that's what I brought from it, is that a support group, a family, and I've met a lot of really cool people through this that are, I would have never met otherwise.
Yeah, that's absolutely true. I talked to a lot of people that I never would have dreamed of even interacting with at any point in time. I mean, I never thought I'd be talking to a giant from Alba, Missouri.
Well, look at the Unstoppable 4 from last year. We talk literally every day. And I think from walks of life, I don't think we could be any different.
Yeah, it's pretty eclectic group.
It's crazy. Caitlin, college, she works at a college. She's out east. Candy's from New York. Scotty's from Chicago. I'm this hillbilly from the woods of Alba, Missouri. And, we're a family. Like, it was instant, within 4 days, I felt like these people know what I've done. They know what it's taken to get here. And it's like an instant bond. That's why I'm afraid if I ever meet Travis or St. Shamrock in person, I might just have to move on to the farm and not go away.
I'm sure he could find something for you to do out there. There's got to be some fabricating needs done.
He needs some help building fence from the videos I've seen. I'm just teasing.
Well, he'll never see this, I'm sure. But anyway, and so one of the things you just mentioned, and that I've noticed, I've been following since I came into the community, is you've been putting a lot of time and effort into your mental health the last few months. And so we all know that the physical, we've said it before, the physical part, I mean, despite the obstacle you were facing, starting out at over 700 pounds, the physical part's the easy part. It's the what do you do to get to that whole body health, which includes your mind. What's the most valuable thing you've learned regarding your mental health as a part of your, I hate the word journey, as part of your adventure?
That I'd rather spend 2 years losing the 400 pounds again than go through 6 months of, therapy, mental therapy. It is more work. I can tell you it's some of the hardest work I did along the way, because you have to face some stuff that you may not have realized was there. I spent 20 years over 400, 500 pounds. So my whole thought process was just making it through the day. So insults, things that nag, all the stuff that you've piled up for 20 years, now that you're not worried about your body all day, every day, and you're working in a welding hood or you're doing physical labor that your body knows, your mind goes nuts and you start remembering stuff. And, subconsciously I can have an anxiety attack and be, just emotionally wrecked for nothing, a smell, a lot of my trauma was subconscious. And I fought that after I lost the weight. And it wasn't until May of this year where I finally decided, look, I've been diagnosed with PTSD for the extreme weight loss, and several body dysmorphias. So my brain just wasn't able to comprehend the change. It was so rapid. We're good now. And what I finally decided in May of this year was that I don't want to have PTSD flares anymore. My therapist was against that theory and thought, but I did that with food. I'm done eating sugar. What I tell myself when I feel those things coming on is that past trauma can't touch me now. That past trauma does not want to mess with who I am now. If the people who made fun of me 10 years ago were to do it to my face now, they're not going to. The past traumas that caused me so much pain and heartache don't want to mess with 310-pound Savage. They don't. They were good at kicking the 700-pound fat guy, but they don't want to mess with me now. So that was a big break from my past, So yes, because everybody thinks, hey, look, you lost the weight. You're skinny now. You should be happy. You look good. I'm going to tell a story. My wife gets so mad when she hears this. She hears, your husband's so handsome now. So we've been married we've been married 20 years, and she, wow. Through thick and thin, from heavy to heavier to damn to where I'm at now, she's been there. So she's seen it all along, but that's her biggest pet peeve. So,
it's gotta be. Yeah. What do you mean by he's handsome now? What, you didn't think he was handsome before, you asshole? So right. That's the whole getting it right. You're not just going to be happy that you've lost the weight. Yes. Mm-hmm. Being able, working now, I can work. I'd love anybody to come try to work like a daily workload with me. I could work now, where I couldn't before. I can do so much more. So when you start having those nagging thoughts of I'm not good enough, I recommend everybody start thinking about what you can do now. Some of the jobs I do now that took me 4 or 5 hours in the past are 45-minute jobs now. And I'm pissed that I didn't get it done in 30. You know what I mean? So mm-hmm. it's those little things that you think about. It's those victories. And I'm not saying I don't have bad days. Last Tuesday, I had an anxiety so bad that it was hard to function. So that day, I took all the little, paperwork type things and any messages I needed to catch up on and emails and stuff. I sat down and did that afternoon because
I knew getting out in the public or talking to people wasn't going to be good for me. So yes, it's the same thing. You've got to put a regimen for your mental health the same as you do your physical. Because you can say be positive all you want to, but it's those dark moments when you're sitting there alone and you can't message somebody. That's where the discipline comes in. That's where the drive comes in. It's those dark moments when nobody's watching, and you're lying to yourself if you're sneaking food or you're sneaking alcohol, or it's those dark moments that's where the real work is. And I bring that. I hate to bring those parts up. Everybody has them.
It's real. Yeah.
Everybody has them.
It's easy. It's easy for us. Well, not all of us, but it's much easier to be outwardly positive and control the message that leaves your mouth.
Yes, sir.
It's a lot harder to send that positivity inward all the time
to yourself.
Because not everything.
We talked about that before.
Yeah, not everything's fluffy ducks, man.
Nope,
we all hit rough patches to different extremes, and you've got to find ways to cope with that.
Yes, sir.
And it's a whole new thing. And I admire someone like you who you had a big enough challenge to begin with, and now you've got this whole new thing that you're tackling.
It was finally, to me, what helped me the most with my mental health. And I know there's some folks coming up through the challenge, and I hope they hear this. The biggest part that I had to admit to myself was I'm done with weight loss. I'm done losing weight. I reached a healthy weight. I feel good here. I would love to be below 300, but every time I get below 300, I feel like garbage. I'm happy right around 310 to 315, and I hold there, eat what I eat, how I eat, and I'm happy. I can function all day, not feel lethargic the next. So getting to that point where you finally go, look, I'm done losing weight. So my diet's on point. My exercise is on point. Take that weight loss focus and shift it to your mental health, or 50% of it. If you're scared of letting go, just take 50% of that effort. I took 100% because mine was up until May. I'm holding on to that. I'm going to cheat on my diet. I'm going to quit working out. I'm going to lose this fight, while my mental health is beating the shit out of me, just constantly, just hitting me. And then finally, when I reached in May and went, I'm not going to mess up on my diet. I'm going to work out. It's kind of like that Hulk Hogan moment where he's totally getting trashed. He stands up and just points. That's what it was for me. If I had to explain it, it was, you're done. And so all of that focus I had on my diet and my nutrition and my exercise, I shifted to my mental health. And you'll be amazed once you build this discipline here, what it can do in other parts of your life if you let go.
Yeah, that's a good point. You can only lose weight for so long. You can only lose so much, right? Yeah, I don't know too many 0-pound people walking around.
Right.
So you got to find that point where your body feels the best.
Yes,
and where you're able to maintain it, right, healthily. And then, like you said,
happily.
Yes. And take those same principles that you applied to getting rid of that weight and start applying it to other areas of your life, with mental health being probably the most important one you could choose.
For me right now, that is. And I'm hoping, like, I had this goal of having my L1 done by the end of the summer. But to me at that point, I was more focused on my mental health, because I've tried to work on the L1 several parts in my adventure journey, whatever, where my mental health wasn't right. And so when I try to dive into it too deep, sometimes it kind of brings some of that old stuff, or would try to. So now that I'm squared away up here, working on my L1, I don't have those triggers anymore. So like I said, it's just shifting that focus. Like, I know right now, keeping my head straight and getting my work done is the important part to me, because nutrition, I'm not going off. Exercise, I'm working out every day. I don't have to think about that, but focusing on my mental health and my work is like, that's where that drive needs to be right now.
Yeah. And the L1's not going anywhere, right? There's not a time limit on that. And we're certainly not short on L1 instructors right now, right? You swing a dead cat and hit 7 of them. So, I think that you're really putting your energy in the right place. You still have goals, but you know what's most important right now. And I find that extremely admirable.
Thank you.
So we know we could sit here and you and I could record 2 hours of this stuff, right?
Yeah, we need to cut her down, right?
You are a content machine, right? But just to stay in keeping with what we've been doing here at Community Chronicles and keeping these short, we just want to give people a little taste and give them some encouragement. If you want to know more about Dobbins, reach out to him, check out his stuff, right?
Shoot me a message, whatever you need to do.
This guy is one of the most accessible people in the community, and he will give you the time of day. But we're going to roll it now.
Tell him to be prepared for the advice.
Yes. Oh, yeah. Don't go asking for advice if you don't want to get advice. You don't get to select the flavor of the free ice cream. Okay.
I am, and any advice or anything that I put out there that sounds hard, believe me, I've said worse to myself, and I have watered it down for the general public because I had to be tough on myself. I had to be honest. You can't eat shit food and lose weight. You just can't.
Yes.
Some people can, I guess.
He's not going to sugarcoat it because that's not on his nutrition plan. All right. He's going to give it to you. He's going to give it to you raw. So be prepared, but know that it will come if you ask for it. So we're going to roll now into some rapid fire questions. And I actually, a rare thing, I sat down and took some time to formulate these when Justin agreed to come on. So this is a fun one. Don't worry about it. But some of them answer may not pop immediately into your head. How do you like your steak prepared?
Rabbits. No, no, medium rare.
Medium rare. Grilled or smoked?
Not smoked because smoke will dry out a good steak. Grilled.
That's a pro tip there, boys and girls. All right. Let's see here. What would the name of your dive bar cover band be?
Dive bar coming back. Come get
cover
some.
Band. Come get some.
Come get some.
See, mine would either be meat raffle or $50,000 bingo. Because it'd be standing room only in that dive bar if you put that on the marquee.
Apparently, we should put hashtag meat sale up there.
Would you rather fight one Vance Hines-sized duck or 10 duck-sized Vance Hineses?
See, that's not fair because I'll fight everybody. So bring on the big duck and the little ones. But I mean, at the end of the day, I'd have a hard time punching Vance. So I'll probably have to go with the Vance-sized duck.
You will mess a duck up. We can't advance, but yeah, come at me, duck. So, all right. If you could cast yourself in one movie role, replace an actor with yourself, what would that be?
I would probably say back in high school, I was really offended who they cast Billy Bob in
Varsity Blues.
Yep.
Varsity Blues, yeah.
Yeah. Back in high school, I fit Billy Bob like I would. That role was made for me. But nowadays, I don't know. Everybody says I look like Lenny Jones from from Snatch. Vinny Jones from Snatch.
I could see that, but when I wrote that question down, what popped into my head was Randall Tex Cobb from Raising Arizona, where he just rides around on a motorcycle trying to snatch that baby the whole time.
Okay, there you go. I could see that.
But yeah, I could totally see that. So, all right. So you've got to go on a 16-hour road trip. You've got to pick two members of the DDPY community to take with you. Who you taking?
Well, I hate these questions because then it makes me pick. And there's so many.
It doesn't matter. I mean, they're all, we love you all. Just some of us are, honestly, some are more entertaining than others.
I'd want to roll with, I guess I'll just go ahead and say it. Let's say Travis Mahaffey and the Sham Band, because we're going to try to get that rolling one of these years.
Mm-hmm. You're going to want to roll the window down if you're taking Travis with you. So
I'll be okay. So yeah, Travis, and then I don't know, like a revolving cast. Any of my Unstoppable 4 crew, anytime, anywhere. There's so many. That's not a fair question, but I will go ahead and say throw Saint Shamrock out there.
All right. Well, yeah.
I'll roll with him in the van.
Don't complain about the fairness of the question, son. It's a question.
Okay.
Gets it right.
Let's say Saint Shamrock and Ryan Nichols.
Perfect.
The country together.
Perfect. All right. What is the coolest thing you've ever fabricated in your shop?
Dude, I fabricate everything cool. No. I'll be honest with you, the last year it's been more fun than any other years past. You know, I've got stuff like a 26-pound Thor's hammer, got Scorpion's chain thing that I saw in the movie up there. I've got my anvil here that looks like a skeleton hand holding it.
Oh, wow.
I mean, this year, losing the weight, the creativity has just been through the roof. So favorite things, just anything I built within the last year.
Cool. Very cool. All right. And then we've asked everybody this one. So what's the worst advice you've ever received?
Oh, Lord. Have a cheat meal. You can lose the extra skin. It's okay. Keep going. You'll get there one day. Keep your chin up. You'll be happier tomorrow. You've lost the weight. You should be happy. Should I keep going?
No, that's good. We got
Okay.
it. You got
Okay.
it. But that's perfect. What's the best advice you've ever received?
Find what works for you and do it no matter what.
I think it's sound advice. You did it. You made it through the rapid fires.
Well,
then,
some of those questions were tricky, but I like.
Well, hey, like I said, I had a spare 15 minutes to sit down and think of some special ones for you. But the other thing that we ask everybody to do here is to pick a member or two. Some people can't narrow it down all the way. Members of the DDPY community that you think deserve a little bit of recognition and give us a taste of why.
Wow. I'm gonna go ahead and throw my sister Caitlin Kay out there. She has just been on that straight line. She knows what she wants and she's getting it. You know, she's made her transformation. She's she set a goal. She's had her first round of surgery. She kicked that. That's amazing. Just that tenacity. That's my kind of work ethic. And then I've got my eye on several others that are up and coming that they have that drive. So I'm going to go ahead and throw Caitlin Kay out there because she's doing the work. And then the 3 or 4 that I'm thinking of, I've talked to them quite a bit. I think they know who they are. A couple of them are private people, so let's leave it at that. But they're really killing it, and they have that same drive and work ethic. And that really speaks to me. All
right, perfect. I mean, that's what this show is about, building the community. So that right there, Caitlin Kay, yes, absolute badass. Before we close it out here, we just want to drop a little bit of a teaser that if you dig listening to Dobbins, anything you want to say on that tip?
There is possibly something coming out soon. And by the time this airs, we should be on our way. We are working on After the Transformation podcast, and I'm going to leave it at that. We're going to be covering all kinds of stuff about afterwards. Just be watching for that.
Perfect little teaser there. You're gonna kill my ratings. I'm only gonna get 11 people watching these from here on out. The other 4 are gonna take off and watch you.
Why don't we do this? Why don't we do this? How about when we decide to launch, we give you the link first?
Oh, perfect.
So they got to come to your website. They got to come to Community Crossing to get the link.
Yes, they've got to. I mean, I don't know that my group would be the one to choose. I mean, those 89 people are not gonna put your ratings through.
If we drop the link there for the first few hours,
Yes, sir. Well, I greatly appreciate that, and I'll throw her up there for you.
I do want to take a second and thank you for this. These little segments, getting to know the other community. I love how you're grabbing folks that we may not get to know because they get lost in the main group. So I appreciate the work you're doing on this. Thank you.
Well, that means a lot. I like these people. I want you to know and like these people too.
Absolutely.
So then the last thing we do here to seal the deal, Justin, give us a bang to shut her down.
Bang.
All right.
There you go.
Thanks, everybody. Don't forget to do this tomorrow.